In the 70s, something unusual happened in Europe. Japanese giant robots were not just cartoons, they became heroes. Every afternoon, kids rushed home from school. TV schedules changed. Parents complained. And an entire generation grew up believing that robots could protect humanity. But here is the strange part. In the United States, almost no one cared. So today, I want to explore why Europe fell in love with Japanese robots and why America never truly did. To understand this, we need to go back to the mid-1970s. Japan was exporting animated series filled with giant robots, dramatic music, and surprisingly dark themes. These shows weren't afraid of sacrifice, loss, or responsibility. When they arrived in Europe, especially in countries like Italy and France, they exploded. Television networks aired them every afternoon. No filters, no cultural adaptation, no one telling kids, this is too much. And kids understood everything. These robots weren't superheroes, they were tools, piloted by young people forced to grow up too fast. That hit hard. In the United States, the story was very different. Japanese animation arrived fragmented, edited, often repackaged as something lighter, safer, and simpler. The emotional weight was reduced, the tragedy was removed, the meaning was diluted. So American audiences never formed the same bond. In Europe, those robots felt real. They felt heavy. They felt important. There's another key difference. In Europe, we were already used to dramatic storytelling for kids. Comics, fairy tales, even classic literature wasn't afraid of darkness. So, when Japanese robots talked about war, laws, and responsibility, we didn't reject it, we embraced it. For many European kids, those robots became symbols, not of power, but of resistance, of sacrifice, of doing the right thing, even when it hurts. That's why, decades later, adults still talk about them with emotion, not nostalgia, respect. And that's why Japanese giant robots became cultural icons in Europe, while remaining, in many ways, misunderstood in America. This isn't about which audience was better. It's about how stories change depending on where they land, and how sometimes the same robot can mean completely different things on opposite sides of the world. This channel is called The Old Nerd. Here we explore anime stories and geek culture through history, context, and live experience. No reaction, no clickbait, just stories about what we watched, why it mattered, and why it still does. Thank you for watching.